Welcome to another episode, everyone. Allow me to address the Dubs situation briefly. I really have other things to do and do not want to be doing this. I had to think about it if I even wanted to address the situation. Ultimately, clearly, I decided to do so. Before I even address the Dubs situation, allow me to say, because individuals are in the comments, and I've seen a comment on someone else's video last night or so when my name is being mentioned, and they're asking how come I'm not responding, or how come you haven't responded to you know who? How come you haven't responded, man? You know, dude over here saying this and that. We waiting on a big fella to respond and this and that. These dudes just want this internet game, this internet back and forth. And I don't want to say too much right now. This is why I haven't responded or said anything, because this is not the internet. It's not an internet game. And I'm just going to say this. The real men know why I have not responded. A real individual, the real ones, you don't have to be a gang member or a thug when I say a real one. Just a man understands. I can name 10 reasons right now why I haven't responded. You can't name one. You can't think of one. I can think of 10 why it would be asinine and not in my best interest to do so. Because this is not internet fodder. This is not an internet game. Not for me. I don't care anything about this channel. Anyone can lose their channel, not just me. If my channel comes down, it won't be the only one. Trust me. Are you kidding me? I'm not worried about that. It's beyond that anyway. I'm talking about dying. I'm ready to die. I'm ready to go be with my mother ahead of time. I'm just not going alone. But y'all don't get it. Any real man understands why I haven't responded. I'm getting low. I have nothing to say. There's nothing to talk about. You people are crazy. I shouldn't have to explain this. I'm not going to explain anything. You think what you want to think. I'm scared. I'm scared to talk on the internet. I'm scared to respond on the internet. Okay. I'm scared to do a lot of talking on the internet. Got it, man. No problem. That's what it is, bro. We're going to leave that right there. I have nothing else to say about that situation. And in fact, I'm trying to get out of that sort of content period, these beefs and all this, like this Dub situation, people think is some sort of beef. People are very slow. This is for the people in the back of the bus. I mean, I addressed a situation yesterday pertaining to a video that Dubs had done regarding the so-called Mexican goon who had some disparaging things to say about the city of Compton, particularly aimed at the gang members in Compton as it related to the black gangs, as far as my perception is concerned, in the city of Compton. The purpose of my video was to give Dubs a chance to speak, not necessarily on behalf of his race or his people, but to say what he had to say about the individual that had made the video. I said this during the video. I put on in my title, enemy of the people. Damion Porter responds to Dubs or whatever. So apparently some individuals took it like I was referring to Dubs as the enemy of the people. I got to remember I'm dealing with some people that are, not that quick. Seriously. I know this by some of the comments I read. I mean, I can say something in person, turn around and ask me the same question I just talked about for 50 minutes in the video. I mean, I have to realize this. Seriously. I have to understand this. I'm not dealing with people sometimes that are all there. I put enemy of the people because if you watch the video, throughout the video, I ended up saying enemy of the people, referring to a black individual who is harming black individuals in the community. I said that this individual needs to be deemed an enemy of the people. I was not saying that Dubs was an enemy of the people. It was a play on words, a play on what I was discussing in the video. Someone said in the comments, man, this is unbelievable. I can't believe you're going back and forth with this Mexican. How are we going back and forth? Dubs didn't attack me. He didn't say anything about me. He mentioned my name, just mentioned the video that I did regarding to the so-called Mexican goon. But he didn't attack me in any way. So I didn't attack him. I wasn't attacking him. I wasn't trying to attack him. That wasn't the purpose of the video. We're not going back and forth. There was not even a fourth for there to be a back. He never came at me. His whole video was was for him making a clarification on who the individual was that had made the video disparaging Compton. That was his purpose. And my purpose of playing his video, as I said during the video, by the way, multiple times, is so that I would not be accused of having played the one side, the one part, where I'm talking about a Mexican goon and how he disrespected Compton. But when another Mexican steps up and says, we don't stand with him, we don't stand by him, this is not our people, he's just rage baiting, he doesn't speak for all of us, and all of this, I don't cover that. I don't cover the part where they say they don't claim him, where they're clearing things up to simmer everything down. I don't play that part. The only part I'm playing is the Mexican goon. It said this and that. I didn't want to be accused of that. So when I saw what Dubs had to say about the situation, I said, let me cover this. I said in the video that I may even cover what Gunners Collective had to say about it, because he had did a video on it. Go back and look at the video. I said this. I said I may even say what he had to say, cover what he had to say about it, because he was calling out the individual. Am I going back and forth with Gunner? Do we have a beef? If I had reacted to his video? No. What beef do we have? What I was trying to do, if I would have covered his video, which I had made mention of, is the same thing that I was doing with Dubs, which is giving him a chance to speak on behalf of himself and his people, if you will, to clear up any misinformation that may have been put out there, or that people may have any misconceptions about who the individual was that made the video. I'm just trying to give both sides a chance to speak. So again, as to not play the one side where it's sort of antagonistic and aggressive, but when his people are checking him about it and letting us know they don't stand with him and they don't agree with that, I'm silent. I don't have anything to say about that. I don't want to cover that part. I just want to cover the messy shit where he's saying all of this stuff. I didn't want to be a part of that. I didn't want to be accused of that. So I said, let me get these people, let me cover what they have to say about this, so that my people and whomever else can see what they have to say about what this dude said. Since I covered the video on what he said, and Dubs had mentioned my name. That's all that video was about. That's what the title was for. I hate that I have to take time out and explain this sort of stuff. That's what the title was. I'm not attacking Dubs. It was nothing against Dubs. Never came at Dubs one time in the video. He didn't come at me. I never thought he was trying to come at me. I said my response to Dubs, I started to say my response to the Mexican goon, but he's not the one that had said anything. Dubs was speaking, but not on behalf of the Mexican goon, but he was talking about the situation with the Mexican goon. But he wasn't talking about me. I mean, he had mentioned my name just about the video that I had done and said he was just clearing it. Hey, he's not a Mexican goon. He's not a gangbanger. He's not one of us. He's not from LA. He's from up north. He doesn't even live in California, etc. Dubs was clearing everything up. And I feel like it was important to play that part as well. It had nothing to do with Dubs himself. He was just clearing the stuff up. You know, so I never attacked Dubs, was never trying to attack Dubs. I have no beef with Dubs. Again, that's what my title was for. That's it, man. I just wanted to clear that up real quick because people had said a couple things in the comments and apparently thought, I'm not even sure if Dubs may have thought the same thing then perhaps. I guess because of my title or something. I don't know. I didn't speak to him. But just to clear that up, if he did think that, some of you apparently thought that, not everyone, but some did, that, and I guess I can understand that looking at my title when I said enemy of the state, or excuse me, enemy of the people. But I thought that I cleared it up in the video. I thought that the video would clear up exactly what I meant by that, because I went on and on about how these individuals who are harming the black community are enemies of the people and how they should be considered enemies of the people. Never said anything about Dubs being an enemy of the people. Or he was doing nothing. He wasn't coming at me or coming at black people. He was just the opposite. He was saying, man, we all need to do better, and we stand with y'all. We stand with Compton. My condolences to the people who lost their lives in Compton. And what this dude said was wrong. Dub said that. He said, that the way that he did his video could have been, more classier, could have been more sensitive to the people who had just lost their lives, etc. That he had to, make a blanket statement about all of Compton. So why would I attack him when he's clearing this up and, saying all of the right things as far as I was concerned? I said in the video that Dubs was intelligent. He's done a lot of time in prison, regardless of what you say and how it happened and all. He did a lot of time in prison. He's intelligent. He's been home for a long time. He tries to keep individuals out of the street, tries to keep people out of prison. I said this in the video. So I don't know how people can take what I said, how eventually in the video, I was just coming at my people in my community about what we need to do. That's what the video had turned into. I don't know how people take that or anything I said in the video and twist it into I'm somehow attacking Dubs or going back and forth with Dubs or I have a beef with Dubs. The person in the comments said, YouTube is evil. For real. The world is changing right in front of my face. I can't believe you're going back and forth with this Mexican. It's unbelievable. Well, yes, not YouTube is evil. The world is evil, though. Ask Cyrus's parents. Ask Trayvon Martin's parents. Ask George Floyd's parents how evil the world is. Ask Nolan Wells' parents. Ask the victims of Hiroshima and the victims of 9/11, the victims of the ghetto, the victims of slavery, how evil the world is. I'm not evil. YouTube itself is not necessarily evil. Some of the people who consume the content may be. I'm going to leave it there. I was not attacking Dubs. Shout out to Dubs. I'm sure he knows that. I don't know if he does, though, with all of this nonsense on YouTube. There's other content that I could have got into that I've been wanting to get into for the last few days. My guy, Shady A, was on No Jumper and did some content, was sitting right there next to Shooter, and I know him personally for some time now. I wanted to cover some of the things he had got into, but I said, I'm cool. I'm not covering no more No Jumper content. Anything that lead back to this one situation, I'm not even covering it. There's certain individuals, I'll never mention their name again for the rest of my life. Not on the internet. They may be the topic of discussion outside of this internet, though. But on the internet, I'm cool. This is not no internet game. I don't have beef with anyone. Let me make that clear. I don't have beef with anyone on the internet. Absolutely not. And it's always been my practice. So when someone comes at me on the internet to respond one time, and then I leave it there, go back into the history of this channel. That's what I do. Because I don't want to go back and forth on the internet. I defend myself. I explain myself, whatever. I respond about something depending on what was said and who said it. And then I leave it at that. And they can carry on and on if they choose to. I don't want to go back and forth on the internet. Some things are for the internet. Some things are not. And, the one situation is certainly not. What can I say? What can I do? What can I say on the internet that's going to prove anything? This is beyond talking. Man, let me just leave it there, bro. Y'all crazy. Y'all don't get it. Y'all not about that life. Might be 1 year, might be 2 years, bro. I don't do things when y'all want it to happen. I'm gonna do things on my time when it's right. Y'all don't know nothing. Y'all don't know nothing, bro. You don't know nothing. Think what you want to think, though. Shout out to Dubs. There's no disrespect in my video towards you, Dubs. I never meant to come at you. I was never trying to come at you. I Just trying to give you a chance to speak and clear it up for your people, clear it up for the people on the internet, who this individual was who had made the comments about Compton. And again, just wanted to cover that and not just cover the one part and not cover the other part. That was my thinking when I covered it. That's why I even said, as I said, that maybe I'll cover what Gunner had to say as well, because he was strong, even stronger than Dubs, in condemning or denouncing this individual and his individual statements, or what have you. And I wanted to cover that because people say, well, y'all don't check y'all people when they get out of line or when they do something wrong on the internet. They was pretty much checking their people, and I wanted to show that. That's it. I don't get. I guess I do, as I said, because of the title. But for the record, to clear that up, that title was not directed at Dubs, enemy of the people. During the video, throughout the video, I was talking about what an enemy of the people is and who is the enemy of the people. I was not talking about Dubs. I was talking about people in our own community. So that's why I put that on the title, because that's what I mentioned in the video, throughout the video. Just to give you an example of what was coming in the video, that I was referring to people that were enemy of the people. That was my thinking by putting that on the title. Then I was basically like, as an afterthought, like and Damion put a response to Dubs, because of the video that he had made. But during that response is when I was talking about enemy of the people. And the response to Dubs wasn't a personal response or a personal attack, because he had not attacked me. He was just clearing some stuff up. And I wanted to show him clearing that up. I said all of that in the video. That's it, man. That's it. I'm done with it, bro. But so anyway, I was saying, so the no jumper content, I have fair use. I have a right to use it. Shady A was on there. 4X got on there and said, and detailed again the fight with Jap 5. Stuff going on. I've seen people running the content. The Hoover that got killed the other day. I haven't covered any of that. So I'm just trying to stay away from all that. The no jumper content, it's not anything personal. I can use it like everybody else uses it. I have fair use. That's how I beat the copyright strike they tried to give me last time. But it's just a fact that, as for one, it's the one situation. I'm just everybody going back to no jumper. They said they was cool on no jumper, but they're not. All of the stuff that's going on there, and then they sent me a strike. They don't want me using their content, apparently. I don't want to be anywhere I'm not wanted, anywhere I'm not welcome. I should have never used another video of theirs after that. I have the whole world, bro, as I always say. I'll never run out of content the way my mind works, as far as I'm concerned. So I don't need anybody's content. I don't even need anybody. I know I use a lot of people. I don't need it, though. I use my own. I sit here and talk all freaking day about all kind of stuff. I just talk all day. I swear to God, I was thinking about that. I don't even got to play no videos. I just sit here and talk all day. I bet you I do. I talk about all these sort of different situations. I'll be fine with that, man. Let people see how my brain really works, So I'm trying to phase out of this sort of content. I don't want any beefs with anyone, particularly on the internet, especially now, for different reasons. But it's really for one main reason, that I don't want any beef with anyone else. I just want to stay focused. I don't want anyone in the way of what's to come. But if you happen to get in the way and you happen to be in the way, particularly at the time of the crash out, if you're around, then you probably gonna get it too. I don't give a damn who you are. You can be from Hoover. If you hanging around this individual, if you down with him, F you. Your life, your mama, F my life at this point. I don't give a damn about nothing. You all see that soon enough with y'all dumb asses. Thinking this shit is a fucking game, thinking I'm gonna come on the internet and go back and forth. And because I haven't said nothing that I'm scared or something. Y'all dumb, bro. Don't know nothing. As I said, the real ones know. You ain't got to say nothing. I'll never mention any of this stuff again. Leave me alone about it. Think what you want to think. I've never did anything that I wasn't supposed to do. I've never did anything foul. I've never ran out, and I've never not taken care of business when I was supposed to, ever in my life. I've always been ready to die for what I believe in. Always. I've always been ready to die about it, bro. Always. And that has not changed now. It's gotten even worse. It has not changed now as I've gotten older and feel like I don't have long left anyway. I feel like just going out with a blaze of glory. I swear to God. And, I've never been the same in my heart and in my mind. I'm not right. I'm not right in the head. It's hard. I haven't been right since my mother passed, bro. Since the day she passed. That very day, I've never been the same, man. I've never been the same, bro. I've never been the same. It was horrible. The whole experience was horrible, man. It's the worst thing I ever been through in my life. I was in prison. I was in a prison cell. I had a cell phone, so I was FaceTiming with my mother every day while she was in the hospital. I saw everything. Seen her getting smaller and smaller, skinnier and skinnier every day. And then, I seen it the day that she passed. I knew that it was coming. We all did. Of course, my sister had took her home. The hospital had said that there was nothing else that they can do to take her home. That's what they said. Take her home. Let her pass at home with you all there with her by her side instead of at this hospital. So my sister had took her home. So we all knew it was coming, like any moment, any day, sort of thing. Then we knew when it was really close. And then my brother called me on my cell phone right then. I was in Centinela State Prison. And my brother called me, said, man, it's about to happen. Man, I don't know if you want to see this or not. I said, yeah. I'm saying? Put the phone right there, So I watched her. I watched my mother take her last breath. I literally watched it on FaceTime. I didn't want to not do it. It was obviously extremely hard, but I didn't want to not do it because I felt like I would be turning my back on her. I felt like I would not be there for her when things got tough. And she had never turned her back on me when things got tough. There were times I'm sure she didn't want to show up for court because it was so hard for her seeing me like that. She used to cry all the time in court, or often, but she still showed up every court date, no matter how hard it was. I'm sure it was hard seeing me in prison. She came to see me though. I'm sure it's hard seeing me in the county jail behind that glass, but she came for 4 years while I was there fighting the case every week. For 4 years straight, every week. So I felt like I couldn't abandon her when things got tough. So I watched the whole thing. I watched them where they covered her up and took her out of the house. Forever seared in my brain. And since that day, I was already not all there before that, if I'm being honest with you all. But I was working on some stuff. I was working on myself and I was working on my temper, which just used to be extremely horrible and volatile, just quick, way too quick to get angry. And I was working on it. My mother was really helping me in some ways. We were talking on the phone every day before she got sick. I was right there in Centinela. Then so when that happened, man, it happened out of nowhere. This is the closest person to me in my life, bro. I probably had to get into me and my mother's relationship at some point and who she was, particularly since she's been mentioned in the worst way now here on the internet. So I'm sure I'll get into that at some point. still hard for me right now. I don't talk about her often to anyone. I just try to deal with it myself for the most part. But, I'll say this, I know a lot of people, a lot of friends of mine at my age now, 52 years old, my childhood friends who have lost their mother. And I knew all of them. I knew all of the mothers. I grew up with them. I grew up in their households too. A lot of them were like my mothers, like my mother in so many ways, man. And as we've all gotten older, some of them are older than me. So obviously their mother is a lot older too. So a lot of them have lost their mothers by now. I remember I used to say, even before my mother passed, like, one thing I know is to never cross a man that's lost his mother. I used to say that, man. I used to say that so much because it's just something, I just believed in that. I used to say, because I know so many people who've lost their mother and none of them are the same. They're all crazy. Every one of them are. They're loving people. They're good people. They're still, good human beings. But every one of them, something's missing. Every one of them seems ready to just die if it comes to that. They no longer care. For the people who really had real mothers, they no longer care even about life, about living. If it comes to that, they just don't. And I get it now, of course. I understand. I just say that too. I feel that. Never cross a man, any man, of any race that's lost their mother. This is an individual who just doesn't care about living or dying. Deep down, this individual does not care. Deep down, he does not. So he's willing to do anything, is the point. Just don't want to get in the way of something like that, particularly for disparaging the mother. But, everyone has their own way and everyone lives their own life. If you think that this is something that I'm going to go back and forth about on the internet and be on the internet about, I feel sorry for you. Lets me know what you would do in this sort of situation. Talk about it. Go back and forth on what you lip boxing. Yeah. Unfortunately, we're past that. We've been at the point of no return. At any rate, that's it, man. So I just wanted to clear that up about Dubs. That's all that was. It was no disrespect to Dubs, of course. Dubs helped me out a lot when people be asking me sometimes in the comments, how come I ain't came out Dubs? How come I haven't attacked them about this, that, and the other? Oh, you get on these other dudes that's 50-50. You never say anything about Dubs. Dubs is PC. Dubs S and Y. Why you claiming him as a friend? People in my own personal life done said this before. No? I've never made a bad video about him to this day. And I'm not going to. Really doesn't matter who doesn't like it, who it offends. I have to stay true to myself and what I believe in my heart. And I don't believe in turning on people. That's it, man. Stay safe and stay free, people.